Hello, my name is Cheryl. This is like the umpteenth time I've tried it. It isn't for kittens, it's for computers taking over. So I'm hoping this is the take. Okay. I have been looking at all of the YouTubes and I've been saying, why can this person be a prophet and prophesy and it not to happen? Why can a person say something that the Lord told them to say and it not be fulfilled in that time period? And I've been seeking the Lord a great deal on this, and I came across this one prophet, and he said quite simply, yes, we all work in an intimacy, and yes, we all work at a level of understanding, but we cannot look and climb up a hill with 60 merits and look down a hill with a man of 6 merits and say that man is wrong. That man of 6 merits is doing his best, and so we have to look upon him with grace and with mercy and understand that he's doing his best, and I cannot condemn him, and I will not condemn him. I cannot judge. We all have to work at the levels of our understandings. And so when I also heard this other preacher, and he was fabulous, and he said there's 2 ways of prophecy. One is a man working at his level, and that might be very well in the flesh level, feeding the flesh, feeding the understanding of this world. And then there are other prophets who feed the understanding of the Spirit, where their feet will guide them and no words will come back void. And God's word never comes back void. So even those in the flesh who are speaking God's word, it's not going to come back void because it's feeding someone. Okay? So here's what it is. You can be an Elijah, and you can lay your body out over a dead man or a dead child, even at that fact, and you can restitute the body back into breathing. Okay? That's fabulous. You're an Elijah. Or you can be a Samuel, and you can carry a horn of oil up to a little boy named David in a field, knowing that there is already a sitting king, and anoint that boy to be king. That's how a Samuel works. Samuel can walk into a castle or into a throne room of a king called Hezekiah and say, God's going to kill you because you've been wrong. And turn around, walk away. And Hezekiah turned to the wall and cried. And in his tears, God can even speak to Samuel immediately. And his feet will stop and turn around and go back to Hezekiah on a simple command. And know he's going to feed the Spirit because he has conquered the flesh. Nothing that Samuel did came back void. So the difference is, who are you feeding? Are you feeding the flesh or are you feeding the Spirit, taking them to a higher level? So anytime you get a word from God, you have to definitely scripturalize it. You have to work it through. Yes, God told me in my prayer closet I'm following my instructions. That's great. Do that. But recognize that there is far more on one page of God's Word than there is in one scripture of God's Word. So we have to look at the whole thing, and we have to have a simple method. That was my finger. Apologies. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the vision that I had received, and I'm going to let you know that I ran it through everything I understand, and I'm going to give it to you as quickly as possible. So hit the pause and play if you want to check it out. Do what you want to do with it. And it goes like this. I said, Lord, help me. If you want me to receive a vision, I will be glad as a vessel to receive it. And so I did. I received a dream the other night, and I was so excited about it, more for the interpretation than for the vision itself. So I'm going to share it. It goes like this. I started walking down the middle of a road with my son, and we were headed towards the sunrise. At least I thought it was the sunrise, but it was gray and it was green. And anytime you stand in the middle of the middle of the road, people think it's lukewarm. No, middle means mercy. When you are dealing with the spirit realm, middle of anything is mercy. The other is faith. The warm, lukewarm, cold, hot, lukewarm, cold is faith. Evidence of faith in judgment And in judgment, you need three things. You need an accuser, you need a mediator, and you need a judge. That is Satan, Jesus, and God himself. But I'm in mercy, so justice and compassion have me in the middle. So if I'm in middle, and I'm standing in the middle of this road, and I see pumice falling from the sky like snowflakes, but it's double the size of any snowflake I have ever seen. So I'm now standing in the ash remnant of a volcanic eruption. It's remnant. It is ash remnant. And so I look up into the sky and I see a 777 white airplane flying beneath the ash cloud. And the ash cloud is huge. It's covering the whole face of what I can see. And I see men falling from the sky. And the only thing I think of is it's military, because I've been taught to think only the military men can fall from the sky like that. And I wanted there to be parachutes, but there was no parachutes. The closest thing I can get from men falling from the sky is grace. Men fall from grace. Because the opposite of rapture is a fall from rapture. It's a divine reversal. You are either in grace or you are out of grace. And that is falling from the sky during rapture. If you are falling from the sky, I need to survive that. How do I survive men falling from the sky? I need to go home. I need raptured. I need redeemed. So I now say, Lord, I turn around and I said, home is far away. It's 3 days away, Lord. I need to get home. I need to get my survival backpack, because everybody wants a survival backpack. Okay, so he says, okay. And I tell him, I know I can't make it there. I'm disabled on this earth and I cannot make it there. I cannot walk that far. And the road is long. And he goes, okay, I know. And he puts me in front of what I see and recognize as my home. It's not my earthly home. I've never lived there, but I saw in my spirit it was my home. So I went inside and I pulled out 2 backpacks. I have 2 backpacks here. I have a black one and I have a white and orange one. But I didn't have them in this dream. I had a black one and I had a red one. Red automatically is symbolic of the blood of Christ. So I'm knowing that I picked the red one. And I said, Lord, this one is the biggest one here, but I don't have enough space for everything I need to survive on this earth in this red backpack. And he said, look inside. Look inside the red sacrificial blood of Christ, and you will have ample space. That's what this was telling me. And I looked inside, and it grew. It grew, and it grew, and it was larger than I even needed. Everything I need to survive is through the blood of Christ. So then I said, okay, let's go start packing it. And I went into this one room, and I said, how many days, Lord? And he said 3. 3 days. So whenever I start packing for my disabled children, I have 3 disabled children, I would start packing from the inside out. I need 3 days of undergarments. I reached for 3 days of undergarments for my son, and I was going to put them in the backpack. Undergarments are that of a recognition of a priest's undergarment. That touches directly to the skin. The blessings and the curses, the workings of God's hands, are directly attached to the undergarment. God does not want to see your private parts. He wants to see your holiness. That is why they had special undergarments as priests. And if you put them on, you receive either the blessings or curses according to your faith. Okay, so now I knew that I had those in my backpack. And I then reached for the socks, and the socks are the walk. And so I started to put them in, and 3 days worth. And as I was ready to put the 3rd day's worth into the backpack, the one flew away. It literally flew out of my hands and flew away. And he told me, you're not going to need that one. You're disabled. You don't need it. And so the 3rd pair of socks just flew away. And then I automatically appeared as a gatherer in front of a store. And I was pushed into the store by the flood of men. And they just took over, grabbing anything and everything off the racks. The thing was, anything and everything was burnt. It was melted. They were basically, the toys of their life was melted. And I thought of the metal. I thought of the wheats and the chaff. And I thought how God is going to just cinder everything you don't need. He's going to get rid of the useless. And then I looked further, and there were clocks. I love clocks. And there were several of my favorite designs, and they were covered with dross. Not ash, it was dross. And then he said, the things of great value are covered with the dross. Get rid of the dross. Now, I've worked with metal for a long time, and I know that silver takes a great deal more refining than gold. And I'm taken right away to the furnace of Daniel, where 3 men of faith went in, and a 4th man of faith appeared. You have to have that 4th man of faith walk with you when you're in your furnace. And that is Jesus Christ himself. And you need to be refined. Recognize what time is giving you. It is giving you that opportunity to refine what you are. Refine your sincerities. Refine your faith. Refine walking in grace. Refine your walk of mercy. Get it all in that backpack. Shove it all in. That's what's going to be covered by the blood. That which is refined. That goes in your backpack. Not the toys. Not the plastic toys that are melted into balls. It's not going to be all of these just anything goes. It's not like that. It's those finer things. I heard another woman's preaching on YouTube. I can't remember these names, and that's okay because I'll meet them in the spirit. And she said, if it doesn't matter if you have a thimble, it doesn't matter the size of your teacup, it doesn't matter the size of your barrel. What matters is how much inhibition towards the Lord you have, how much dedication towards the Lord you have. It's going to go by this. It's not the size of the vessel. It is more of what is inside it that matters. And so what is in your time? That's what's going to matter. So pack your backpack to survive by grace, by mercy, by the valuable things. That's what goes in your backpack. Not for the flesh. We're talking about the spirit. Be a Samuel and feed higher. Take higher. Survive higher. And it says also in Scripture, as I'm thinking about all of this ash and this dross and the heat, that Jesus' feet is what mattered whenever he spoke, saying, upon this rock I will build my church. His feet were standing at the base of Mount Hermon, the same Mount of Transfiguration, Mount Olive, okay? He was saying that where my feet are standing was actually called the gate of hell. The gate of hell is the hottest spot for a Christian. And Jesus was poking the devil in the eye, saying, upon this gate I'm going to build my rock, so that as you ascend higher, you will be transformed. You will be transfigured. You will be in my highest place where the eagles soar. Where eagles soar is the highest point of worship. Where the pumice is where men fall from grace. God bless you. Bye-bye.